Welcome to this online yoga class. My name is Natalie. I will lead you through a 45 minutes Vinyasa flow class. All my poses are suggestions. If you need to or if you want to, you can always adjust the pose to what is good for you. For example, you can always come into a child's pose during the whole class, and I will also give some tips for adjustments in other poses. Let's start. Come and sit down on your mat or on a block. If you sit a bit higher, it's easier to open the hips like this. Then lengthen your spine, sit up tall, lengthen through the crown of your head. And you can either rest your hands on your knees or let them rest in your lap. Then relax your shoulders and focus on your breath. Notice how the air goes in and outside your body through your throat and your nose. Start to breathe in and out through the nose. And make your in and exhalations a bit longer and deeper. Start every inhalation from your belly, blowing up the belly like a balloon, and then expanding your rib cage, and at the end of the inhalation, lifting the collarbones. And when you exhale, start from the belly, drawing the navel back in, letting the ribs come back to center, and noticing how the collarbones move down at the end of the exhalation. If you're familiar with Ujjayi breath, start to practice Ujjayi breath by tightening the back of the throat just a little bit and really sucking in the air through your nose and windpipe, controlling how much air goes in and out, and creating a hissing sound. If you're not familiar with this breath, just focus on breathing in and out through the nose during the whole class. Then start with lifting the pelvic floor muscles and pulling in the lower abdominals. This is a gentle squeeze of the muscles for about 30% out of 100. We call this your Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha in the yoga philosophy. Tightening these muscles will help you in your posture. It will help you contain the energy inside your body, warming up the body faster, and protect your back in certain poses. Then set the intention for yourself to have a nice, long and deep breath during the whole class, as you're doing now. And if you have any other thing you'd like to focus on, please set this other intention for yourself now. Then if you're sitting on a block, gently put the block to the side. And gently open the eyes. And let's start to move with our breath. On your inhalation, bring your arms up. And when you exhale, bring your arms down. So you really want to follow the breath during the yoga class. Only when you start to exhale, your arms go down. And when you start to inhale, you follow and the arms go up. Bring them down on your exhalation, and then on your next inhalation, only bring your right arm up, lengthen, and then exhale, reach through the side, leaving both sitting bones on the floor. Then alternate, inhale, bring the other arm up, And exhale, reach into those fingertips when you stretch to the side. Both sides one more time. Inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. And then let's do this in a circle where your arms go on the floor and in the air. To also open up the lower back and a little bit more into the hips already here. And let's make it to the other side as well. Maybe you bring the head up and down a bit like this as well. And whatever feels good. All right. Then come sit up upright. And then interlace your fingers behind your back if you can. Otherwise, grab your elbows. Inhale, bring your chest forward, shoulders back. And exhale, release. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Then gently come on all fours. I'll show you from the side. Hands under the shoulders, knees under your hips, fingers widely spread, middle fingers pointing forward. Push up from the floor so you have active arms. Inhale, bring your chest forward, lift your tailbone, and exhale, push your back out towards the ceiling. And again, on your inhalation, you start to move into this pose. And when you exhale, you start to move to the other one. And keep moving during the whole length of your in and exhalation. Nice and slow movements, very mindfully. Last ones, inhale. And exhale. And then come to a neutral spine and wag your tail as if you're a dog to open up the hips and your lower back. Then tuck your toes under, bring your hips to heels, push up from the floor and bring your chest towards your toes. So make long, long arms, lengthen your spine, sitting bones up in the sky. You can keep your knees bent a little bit here. It's more important that your arms and your back are stretched and very long. And then slowly, slowly over time, you might be able to bring the heels closer to the floor like this, but it's fine if your knees are bent. Then while you're here, drop the heels to the left so you feel the stretch on the right side of your body. And then slowly bring the heels to the other side. And then heels to the middle. To warm up today, we're gonna do the following. On our inhalation, you're gonna bring the right leg up, and then when you exhale, you're gonna step it forward, and you bring the left knee down. Then on your inhalation, you bring your upper body up, and on your exhalation, you push your hands into the floor, tighten your core, and you come back in downward dog. We're gonna do that 3 times on the right side and then 3 times on the left side. Are you ready? Here we go. Inhale, bring your right leg up. Exhale, step it forward. If it doesn't come there in one go, help it with your underarm. Inhale, lift your chest. And exhale, tighten your core, push through the hands. And again, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, use your strength. Inhale, lift. And exhale, push through the hands, tighten your core. Last one on the right side. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now left side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. If it goes too fast, you can do it a bit slower. That's fine. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Then slowly walk the feet towards your hands. Bend your knees, bring the hips a little bit more backward, and then slowly press through the feet while you roll up and bring your feet together in front of the mat. Let's finish the warming up with sun salutation. Maybe you're more familiar with that one. Inhale, bring your arms up, reach through your fingertips. Exhale, slowly bow forward. Inhale, lift your chest, lengthen the spine. Exhale, jump or step your feet back and come down into your cobra or upward dog. Press the hips down in the floor, roll the shoulders to the heels, and exhale, push them through your hands. And come into downward dog for 5 breaths. 1, lengthen your spine. 2, bring your chest towards your toes. 3, 4, and 5. Look towards your hands, jump or step in between. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up, pressing the feet down, lifting through your arms. And exhale, arms come down. Step your left foot back, a long step, and rotate your upper body. Open hips to the long side of the mat. Left foot is parallel with the short side of the mat. Right toes are pointing forward in front of the mat, the short side of the mat. Although for now it's really sideways. Your upper body is vertical, shoulders above the hips, and then gaze over your right fingertips. Then on your inhalation, straighten both legs, and exhale, bend that right knee 3 times. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Then bring your right elbow on your right knee. Make sure that the outside of the left foot is pressing down into the floor, and you're reaching from that foot all the way to your fingertips to make this long line on the side of your body. Now we're gonna rotate our upper body, chest to the floor, and then chest to the ceiling while you make a big circle with your arm. And you follow your fingertips with your gaze. Your legs are strong, as if you're ripping the mat apart. And your mind is calm, following your breath. Then leave that arm in the air and straighten both legs. I like to step my left foot a little bit closer here. Officially, you only need about a meter distance between your feet in this pose, Utthita Trikonasana. You want your upper body to be over the right leg, so don't come forward with your upper body. Keep it in line with that right leg. Make a long arm, stack your shoulders on top of each other, hips on top of each other, and breathe. 2 more deep breaths here. 1, and 2. Now look to the foot on the floor, bend that knee, and gently come up for the other side. Right toes in, left toes out. I'm gonna slide my foot out a little bit wider, so I'm back in my warrior B stance. Your heels should be on the same line. Look over your left fingertips. Inhale, straighten both legs. Exhale, bend. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your right elbow on top of your knee. Right arm by your ear. And then make circles. And notice how your upper body is rotating with your chest down and with the chest up. Exhale. Inhale. Last one, exhale and inhale. Now make both legs straight. Maybe slide in the right foot a little bit so they're about a meter distance from each other. Stack your shoulders and hips on top of each other. Lengthen the spine. Make long arms and focus on your breath. 2 more deep breaths. You can also look down if you feel any tension in the neck when you look up. 1. And 2. Bend that left knee, look at the left foot. Slowly come up and bring your hands to chest and make sure all your toes are pointing forward now. It's a wide stance, so if your arms would be like this, your wrists should be above your ankles. Place the hands on the hips. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, fold forward from the waist with a long spine. You might be here, you might go deeper, but what's really important is that the hips are in the line of the ankles. So if you would look from the side, you're not too much forward, you're not too much backwards, but really the hips are in line with the heels. You can feel it yourself by feeling that the weight is not only on your heels, but also on the balls of the feet. 2 more deep breaths here. 1. And 2. Press the feet down in the floor. Lift your pelvic floor. Slowly come up. And then open the hips, so knees and toes to the side. Maybe your hands are here, or if you can go deeper, your elbows might come on the inside of your legs, close to your knees, and then you kind of push those knees away from each other to open the hips. 3 more deep breaths here. 1, 2, and 3. Inhale, slowly stand up and bring your hands and feet together in front of the mat. Now we're going to continue with a warrior A pose. Bring your left foot behind you, a long step. Bend the right knee. Your hips, your chest are all pointing forward to the short side of the mat. Your left heel is on the floor and the outside of the left foot is grounding down into the floor firmly. That left foot is at the diagonal. And then bring your arms up. You might like it if you bring your arms down and then up. So it's easier for the shoulders to open. Have them down away from your ears. Don't forget to lift your pelvic floor. Pull in your lower abdominals. And stay here for 3 more breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Bring your hands in front of your heart. Lift your left ankle. Push through the heel. Lift your heel. Push through that heel backwards. So feeling the stretch here in the front of the left hip. 3 breaths here. 1, 2, and 3. Slowly bring the left knee on the floor. And then on your inhalation, bring the hips forward, lift your chest. Exhale, hips backward, hands to chest. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then bring hands to the floor and walk your right foot to the outside of the mat for lizard's pose. The toes are pointing to the side, so your right leg is like a lizard's leg. If you can come down further, maybe by bending your elbows, or maybe you can already support yourself on your underarms or bring your head to the floor. Doesn't really matter where you are. It's never a competition. It's about your body. Where do you feel the stretch? It should be on the front of the left hip and the back of the right hip, so on all sides. But doesn't matter how far you are in the pose, you will notice the stretch. Breathe into it and let the tension go whenever you exhale for 2 more breaths. 1 and 2. Come back on your hands and gently come back on all fours. And then into a downward dog. Tuck the toes under, push off. And now it's time for the left side. We don't just on the right side. So the left foot is gonna step forward, right heel to the floor. And you slowly come up for warrior A. So the hips, navel, the chest is all pointing forwards to the short side of the mat. The right foot at the diagonal, the outside of the right foot, grounding into the floor. Bring your arms up, maybe with a circle. Lift your pelvic floor, pull in the lower abdominals, and stay here for 3 more breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Hands in front of the heart. Lift the right heel, press through the heel, straightening that right leg. Feel the stretch in your hip flexor. 3 breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Gently bring your right knee to the floor and inhale, hips forward, lift your chest. Exhale, hips back. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Last one. Inhale, exhale. Bring your hands to the floor. Left foot walks to the outside of the mat with the toes pointing to the side. Maybe you can gently lower the hips a little bit more. Maybe you can come closer to the floor. Find your way in this lizard pose and focus on your breath. 3 more deep breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Come back on your hands, walk that left foot in the center line, and then come on all fours. Tuck your toes under, slowly come up through downward dog, and then walk your feet forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine, lift your chest. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press the feet down, lengthen through your fingers. And exhale, bring your arms down. We're gonna do a standing pose now, including a hip opener. There's a couple of ways of doing it. I'll be your mirror image. The easiest way is lifting the right knee and bringing it to the side and holding it with your hands. So that instead of flexing the whole foot, you only flex your toes. So it's kind of walking on high heels. Now, if you wanna go further, then if you go upside down, you can wrap and grab that right hand and then see if you can gently bring your weight on the left leg and do it like this. And then you might even be able to straighten the leg. So I'll show you from the front, because I'm mirror image. You have to do your right leg. So this is optional. It's very fine to do the other one. Try and stand up tall, press down through the feet on the floor, lengthen through the crown of your head, and we all bring the foot down. Shake out your body, and we're gonna do the other side. So now the left leg, either you hold the leg like this, or if you wanna do the advanced one, you bend down, you wrap and grab your arm around it. Gently transfer the weight. This I find the hardest part. And either stand here, or maybe you can work on straightening that back. 2 more breaths. 1, and 2, Bring the knee forward. Close the legs, and it's time for some seated poses. Come in front of the mat. We'll do a Vinyasa, half a sun salutation to continue. Inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen the spine. And exhale, step or jump the feet back. Come down. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. This is called cobra. And exhale, downward dog. Let's have 3 breaths of resting here in child's pose. Bring the knees on the floor, hip distance apart. Toes flat on the floor, hips to heels. If you can, rest your forehead on the floor. And choose if you want to straighten the arms or bring them by your side. Now exaggerate your breath. Really expand your ribcage on your inhalation. And just as slowly let the ribs come back to center when you exhale. 1, 2, and 3. Bring your arms by your side and slowly with a round spine roll up. And then after that, roll down again with the arch back, just forward. And then roll up again. So pretending your spine is like a snake, very flexible, following the movement with your body, and slowly sit up. Then let's continue with some seated poses. For the next one, I would like you to start on all fours and then bring the right knee to the right wrist, close the leg, and then wiggle that foot a bit more upwards. It's called pigeon pose. So you have room for your left hip. You might be able to come on your underarms or maybe even stretch out your arms. What's important is that you're not rolling to one side, so your hips have to be at the same height, at the same level. And then focus on the stretch on the right side of your body. So from the right knee, traveling over your thigh onto your bum. And breathe into it. 3 more breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Gently bring the hands back down on the floor, lift the chest, and then bring the left foot all the way forward and see if you can let it end on the outside of the right knee. If not, it can also be in front. We're going to do a twist. You can either with your right arm wrap around the right leg like this, or maybe you can already bring your elbow on the outside of the knee with closed fingers like this. Then lengthen your spine, both sitting bones on the floor, lengthen upwards, and leave your hips where they are. Only rotate in the chest. So from the navel upwards, the vertebrae are rotating. You look over your left shoulder. It's like giving your organs a nice massage. Breathe into it for 2 more breaths. 1, and 2. Inhale, look forward, and gently come out of the pose on all fours. We're going to do the other side. We start with pigeon, left knee to wrist, close the knee, and then slowly walk that foot a bit more forward so there's space for your right hip. So the right toes are flat on the floor. See where you are, keep your hips at the same level. Maybe stretch out your arms already. Again, it does not matter where you are. It's not a competition. It's about you and your body and how you feel today. 3 more breaths. 1, 2, And 3. Slowly walk the hands back and bring the right leg forward. If you can, bring it on the outside of the left foot, left knee I mean, and otherwise in front of the leg. Then choose or feel how far you can reach. Your left arm can go around the leg, or if you can bring the left elbow on the outside of the right knee. Then lengthen upwards through the crown of your head and then rotate your upper body, looking back over your right shoulder for 3 more breaths. 1, so the hips are not rotating, only the upper body, like in the chest area. 2, and 3. Inhale, look forward, and exhale. Now bring the soles of the feet together for Baddha Konasana. We're going to do the version where your legs are not so close to you, but they're further out. If you look down, you might see the diamond shape in your legs. In this one, you can have a round spine when you bend forward. If you have some yoga blocks, you might be able to build a structure on which you can rest your head. Maybe you only have to use 1 block. If you don't have a block, you might be able to use your hands if your elbows can reach your heels. It's also perfectly fine to let your head dangle in the air. In this pose, it's about opening the hips and also a stretch for your back. So wherever you feel the stretch the most, breathe into those places and let any tension you might feel go on your exhalation. 2 more deep breaths. 1. And 2. Then slowly come up. And let's do upwards triangle pose. So in this one, you want to work towards this pose. You might be able to grab the outside of the feet, and maybe it looks like this for you or like this. The legs do not have to be straight. You might also have to grab your shins to do the pose. So this is about balance, and that's in your belly. So you have to correct yourself to sit up straight from the belly, from your abdominals. Now flex your feet, don't open them too wide. About this width is perfect for the feet. Now if this is easy for you and you really can flex your feet, you could land on your calf muscles. Most of us might have to gently bring the feet down one by one. For the next pose, we're gonna forward bend like this. It's important that when you sit like this, you can sit up straight. You might have to use your hands behind you, or you might have to bend your knees so you can lengthen up through the crown of your head. If you can slide forward, your pelvis has to tilt, otherwise it's not healthy for your lower back. So either with your legs straight or maybe with a little bend in the knees, you can see if you can slide forward already a little bit. And again, don't think you have to go far. That will come in time. If you can already reach the floor, you could work on opening the legs a little bit wider, or sometimes you might even want to place your feet on top of blocks. So it's a deeper stretch. So wherever you are, now close your eyes and focus on the hip opener, the inside of your thighs, for 3 more breaths. 1, 2, and 3. Slowly come up, and you might want to help your legs to close. The next pose will be the happy baby pose, where we lie down and hold onto our feet. That's why it's called the happy baby pose, because most babies always play with their feet and laugh. Sometimes they cry, of course. So let's grab the outside of our feet. If you can't reach those yet, grab your shins, and then you want to pull on your legs so your knees get closer to the floor. Your heels want to face up to the ceiling. And then make sure your hips are not off the floor. Keep them on the floor. Your shoulder blades, your head, everything nicely on the floor. And then with your hands, pull on your shins or your feet, bringing the knees down a little bit more. Opening in the hips, feel the stretch, and release any tension on your exhalation for 3 more breaths. 1, 2, and 3. And let go of the feet or shins, bring the knees closer together, and then make yourself small and round, and gently rock back and forth onto sit. If that hurts in your back, you might want to roll on either side of the spine, up and down, so it's less painful. You might have vertebrae that are protruding, or you need just 3 yoga mats on top of each other. The next pose might be quite difficult of a pose. It's the one where you start like this, so your feet are on the floor, bend in the knees, and then you travel your hands, you slide them underneath so that your elbows, when they're bent like this, are tucked underneath your knees, back of the knees. Now, this might be it for you. After a while, you can slide with your fingers backwards, your hands a little bit more to the back, and then maybe you can stretch out your legs forward like this, but it might be that this is your max, and that's fine, then that's it for today. But if you can slowly reach forward, then the idea is that you can straighten your legs and even lift your heels off the floor. And it doesn't feel super comfy in your elbows. That's correct, because you're pressing on them down to the floor. So just be gentle with yourself and see where you are. And then from here, gently come out of the pose with a smile. And then come into the next pose. In this pose, we are going to do either a table or the one with straight legs, Purvottanasana. But if you can't support yourself on your wrists yet, you're going to do it like this, where you opening the chest and shoulders, because this is a big chest and shoulder opener. But if you can, you also lift the hips and then you open the hips as well. 3 breaths. 1. You can also keep your chin on chest if that's better for you. 2. And 3. Gently bring the hips down. And then grab your knees like this with your arms and see if you can just balance yourself on your sitting bones. So with the feet off the floor. And then stretch out your body for the deep relaxation. And this is the final pose of the class. It's really important because now we're going to let the body rest so it can process the whole Vinyasa flow sequence. And we're going to relax our minds. Halfway the pose, I will sit up to read a short story, but please just lie down. And you can always pause your video if you want to do it longer. So come and lie on your back, your feet hip distance apart, your arms away from the body, hand palms facing out. And let's roll the legs, so toes to each other and then away. And the arms with hand palms down, hand palms up. Then let's lift the chest, bring the shoulder blades a little bit closer together and lie down fully on your shoulder blades. Then roll your head to one side and then to the other. And then back to center. Bring your chin to chest and lie down on your head. If you feel more comfortable with your eyes open, that's fine. You can pick a point on the ceiling and stare into the point. Otherwise, if you feel good, you can close your eyes. Relax your mouth, your jaws, your tongue in the back of your throat. Relax your lips. Relax your nose and your cheeks. Relax your eyes and eyelids. Relax your ears. Relax your forehead. And relax all the skin on your head. The body is now fully relaxed. Feel the contact points with the floor and feel how your body is becoming heavier and heavier. Let the body take over the breath and then focus all your attention on one point. You could pick your third eye, the point in between your eyebrows or your belly button. Some point on your body and focus all your attention on that single point. So we're practicing being mindful, staying awake, being present in the moment with focused attention. And whenever your mind is wandering, you only have to notice it and bring your attention back to that one single point. I'll let you practice this for the next minutes, and then my voice will return. Generosity is another quality which, like patience, letting go, non-judging, and trust, provides a solid foundation for mindfulness practice. You might experiment with using the cultivation of generosity as a vehicle for deep self-observation and inquiry, as well as an exercise in giving. A good place to start is with yourself. See if you can give yourself gifts that may be true blessings, such as self-acceptance, or some time each day with no purpose. Practice feeling deserving enough to accept gifts without obligation, to simply receive from yourself and from the universe. Are you generous toward yourself? Most of us aren't. Most of us spend more time, money, and effort giving to others than we do to ourselves. Service to others gives life meaning. I believe that. But I also know that each of us is also deserving of self-care. After all, mindfulness and living in the now are practices meant to enhance our quality of life. We start with ourselves in each moment and work outward from there. How can you be generous with yourself today? Be on the lookout for opportunities. Now think to yourself, today I will be generous with myself and know that I am deserving. And then gently bring your awareness back to the room where you are. Become aware of your body. Gently move your fingers and your toes. If you like to lie down a bit longer, please do. Otherwise, pretend you're waking up in your bed, stretching out your arms. And then gently rolling on one side of your body, taking a moment to waken up further. Then gently come to a sit so we can finish the class together with a bow. Come sit up, place your hands in front of your heart, close your eyes one more time, and think of the short story I read today about being generous to yourself. Think of an opportunity for you today to do this to yourself. And then slowly bow forward. And then come up again. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to see you again next time.